Senator Wyden.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Let me start with you, if I could, Mr. Brook. And I want to, in particular, see if we can reconcile what you told me in the office yesterday and what we found in Treasury records last night. Now, in the office yesterday, you told me you had nothing to do with the Trump audit immunity deal. In fact, you said that you didn't know anything about it. So that was your position yesterday. But a Treasury press release on April 28th, nearly a month before the audit immunity deal, announced that you were performing the duties of Deputy Secretary. So let me ask you again, as the second in command at Treasury, what was Treasury's involvement in the Trump audit immunity deal? Well,
thank you for the question, Senator, and thank you for your time yesterday. You gave me a homework assignment, and I appreciate you letting me know that you were going to ask me this question yesterday. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I have the same answer that I had yesterday. I did not work on this matter. My understanding is that it is subject of ongoing litigation, and I'd recommend that you talk to the Justice Department about it.
So you're the second in command at Treasury, and there is this tax deal going forward, and you didn't know anything about it, you didn't participate in it, even though Treasury says you're number 2 there. It's just hard to reconcile the two.
Thank you for the question, Senator. I did not work on that matter.
Just this week, District Court Judge Williams ruled that the IRS audit immunity granted to Trump, the family, and his businesses was illegal, but no one in the administration has said it won't be followed. So yes or no, does the IRS audit immunity deal stand as of today?
Thank you for the question, Senator. As I've said, this is subject to ongoing litigation, and I'd refer you to the Justice Department.
Well, with respect to this litigation, question, this is not active litigation. This was an illegal executive action, and you were already acting as a deputy secretary when the Sweetheart deal was announced. So it is getting harder and harder to reconcile these various statements that you're making now. Does the deal still stand as of today?
Thank you for the question, Senator. In addition to the previous comment I made, one of the other things we talked about yesterday is the importance of taxpayer confidentiality in Section 6103. Treasury and the IRS cannot comment on matters regarding taxpayer audits, as that would violate taxpayer privacy laws and would be a violation of the statute.
We're not asking that you get into 6103 privacy issues. On this committee, we've got a lot of privacy hawks, but we want to understand the process. And I will tell you, what you said to me in the office yesterday is pretty hard to reconcile with what I've just been hearing this morning. Now, let me move on. Career IRS attorneys wrote a 25-page memo preparing defenses against Trump's lawsuit, and they recommended that DOJ move to have the lawsuit dismissed. The IRS reportedly gave this memo to Treasury people in April before the settlement when you were performing the functions of the Deputy Treasury Secretary. Did you see that memo?
I do not recall seeing that memo, Senator.
So are you saying that some mid-level Treasury official interfered to block IRS's legal opinion on something this sensitive?
I do not know, Senator.
Okay. So basically, you are answering all of the questions. In fact, I'll ask one more and then we'll sum it up. 3 days before Trump filed his lawsuit, Treasury abruptly canceled the contracts with Booz Allen, the contractor whose employees leaked the tax returns. This timing is hard again to reconcile as a coincidence. Were you involved in that decision?
I was not, Senator.
All right. So I find it just absurd that as the number 2 position, you didn't know much of anything, and you've been dodging all the questions. Dodged them yesterday afternoon, dodged them this morning. I suspect people right up to the highest levels of the Treasury Department had a hand in crafting what I think is one of the most corrupt deals in the history of the United States. And to have you dodging all questions and not reconciling what you said yesterday with what you're saying today, I think is disqualifying. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.